So it is a day 7 on Expedition Online. Today's challenge was blowing what do you call them, ping pong balls on pop cans. And surprisingly, I made it to the top 3, guys. Like, I'm a competitor. Yeah, I'm a competitor, okay? I feel like I've underestimated myself because I literally thought I was gonna suck at all the challenges, but I'm just proud that I made it. I made it pretty far. So I didn't end up winning. Ryan ended up winning exemption. Yeah, and then we merged. So Team Janet and Team Ethan is no more. Which is good for my game, but also scary for my game at the same time because I am in the minority. I'm praying that I can come back somehow because our original team, Ethan, keeps on dropping like flies and I don't know how to stop it. I just gotta try. Anyways, so I was trying to talk to everybody. There honestly wasn't enough time in the day to do so. A last minute plan because Kyle thought it was gonna be him. Obviously there's no point in putting it on him at the moment. He is a strong competitor because he's good at finding he's good at finding compasses and he's good at finding advantages in the game. Which can be good and it can be bad at the same time. So we decided that we would throw a votes towards Rob, and that's because Jared had told me that Maddie, Kyle, Rob, and Daniel are like a 4. And that 4, I am naming them the Great Wall of China because I just feel like I can't get through. And it's actually so hard. So we threw the votes to Rob. It was between Rob and Gabe by the time we got to Crossroads. And ultimately, Gabe went home. We couldn't flip Justin to come our way, which I suspected because Kyle had given him a compass to save himself so that Kyle could have another number. Guys, I am so nervous and I'm so scared because I'm like the second to last girl that's still in the game, which is irritating. I'm not entirely mad that Hannah's gone because I never trusted her to begin with. Guys, I really need to work my magic. After Crossroads, we were just chilling, and honestly, I had nothing to say to any of those people because I just felt like there's just a wall. There's a wall that I can't get through. I can't get through to them. They're solid. Like, they're so solid, it's freaking annoying. But today I found out what everybody's zodiac sign is. And I'm the type of person, I need to know your sign in order for me to know how to approach you. And we got a lot of Tauruses in this group of people, which is annoying because y'all are like stubborn and hard-headed. But I feel like the only person I'll be able to crack will be Maddie. And I really, really gotta play we're the only 2 girls, and do we want these boys to eat us alive? Because I wouldn't mind sitting beside Maddie in a final 2. Am I gonna offer her a final 2 deal? No, but if we get further along in the game, maybe I will consider it. But for right now, what I need to plea with Maddie. And trust me, guys, I am scared. I'm so scared because the moment I feel like the only way that I can get through is if I let down my wall so that she will let down her wall, because those boys are not budging, which is going to be hard. I'm nervous and I'm scared because the moment I have to say what I'm going to say, she can go run and tell those people, and then my life will be on the line, and I don't want that. I'm scared beyond belief, but at the end of the day, I gotta do what's best for my game. I gotta get Maddie on my side. I really do, because she cannot beat those guys. She's not very good in challenges. I need her in this game, and I don't need people to know that me and her are working together on the low either, which is gonna be hard. And if I can't get through to Maddie, I'm going to have to try Rob. But I have to do Maddie first. I feel like I can get through to her as long as I have the right words to say to her and the right pitch. And I'm not good at talking, but when I make up my mind to make an effort to do so, oh, I can talk for days, guys. I just hope that I can pull it off, because my expedition life is on the line. I don't trust anybody, but I gotta save myself. Also, I don't trust Jared. Jared is always sitting up here curling up his hair like I'm the HIDC and I'm just gonna curl my hair. Boy, bye. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. And I don't like your deal of, oh, I'm not gonna write your name because you helped me last week and blah 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 blah. That's not a freaking deal. Like, who does that? You literally have nothing to offer me because you're on the bottom. But I got all these people behind me and you don't want to swap ships? You don't think that I would go to your side? Like, my mind is blown. You want to play with all these big competitors that can wipe you out. Be my guest. I cannot. Like, the logic just doesn't make any sense to me. I am not a strong competitor in the sense of finding idols, finding advantages. These things pop up for 2 seconds and then disappear. And then by the time I actually figure it out, it's already claimed. Like, what can I do, guys? Like, I'm going crazy. Like, this game is too much right now, and I just want to be on the side that has the numbers. I don't want to feel like this. It's really frustrating, but this is Chantal. Chantal's a fighter. She's gonna fight to the finish. I just gotta figure it out, and I need to work on Maddie. I need to, guys. Like, I gotta do it. Hopefully I can work some magic tomorrow. I gotta really, really beat the pavement on this one. I'm just scared. And hopefully I can convey what I need to say without it backfiring on my face. But we'll see. Wish me luck, guys.
Whew, so the rendezvous was tonight. That felt good. I don't think I realized how nerve-wracking this vote was going to be. I mean, I felt good about having the numbers. Turns out I had the numbers 6-5, not 7-4, because Ryan decided to flip on us, but we're all good. We got through the vote. Rob survived by the skin of his teeth. So my core alliance right now is a final 3 deal with Maddie and Rob. I also got Jared, who I think is real tight with me. He played the advantage I gave him yesterday that saved him. So he and I are feeling good together. And then we got Justin and Kyle. They're on our side for the votes. I'm not quite planning to go as far with them, Justin, because the second you say something to the guy, he turns around and blabs it to everyone else. Kyle, because he's too big of a threat. He's already played 2 compasses, but he's a great meat shield for now. So in general, I'm feeling good. The other big thing that happened today was I see this clue on the side of the screen, and it says to send the word lifeguard to Shane. So I do that. He gives a vague clue that says, we introduced each other last week at the start of the game. Would you characterize her as aggressive, enthusiastic, vivacious? Find her to see if these are the words she uses to describe herself. It's Survivor time. Oh wait, we are Expedition, not Survivor. So that clearly means Janet. it talks about her, and from Googling those words and the word Janet, she is that's how she describes herself. So I find her bio. I am just scraping her Instagram. I'm scraping everything like in the background, not strategizing as much as I should, and I can't find anything. Finally, about 10 minutes before the end of the night, I think, wait, the words "it's survivor time" seem really random. Like, did they just put that in there for flair, or could that mean something? So I Google "it's survivor time" and find an Instagram page that doesn't have a whole lot of followers, isn't particularly popular, called "it's survivor time." So I'm thinking, all right, this has got to be on the right track. After running into dead end after dead end, I'm feeling good. I scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. I eventually find a profile of Janet. It has the words, and it has the clue. So I message it to Shane. I've already been burned before. As a miracle, this hasn't been found yet. I found this down in the dregs of the internet. So I'm feeling good. I got my compass. Speaking of which, Maddie told me earlier she has a compass. So both me and my number one ally in the game have compasses. This is probably the best position I could possibly be in this game, which are always famous last words, because I feel like the second anyone says that, they get voted out. But I just feel absolutely great right now.
All right, I've already made it farther than I expected, so this is good. Now I actually have, I've surpassed my expectation, so I'm good with where I'm at right now. And I think it's great karma that I get to play from the bottom for this season. So let's see how this goes. And it'll be fun to be on the other side of this, and it'll be interesting because now we have to somehow split up 4 people and get 6 people to vote together, even though I don't think we will vote together, which means we have to go 5-5 at a tie vote and hope the idol gets played, which I don't think that'll happen, which means we're probably going to get picked off. And so my goal is to be the last one picked off, or to somehow get the votes to actually go the right way, which will be a mess. This will be a mess, but it'll be fun and straight karma for me. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun to try to play out of this. That being said, I got to figure out some way to change up my style of play to fit the new people that have joined, because my style worked for our tribe, and it worked for the original Ethans, and it worked for Justin. And, it is on me that I didn't build that connection with Jared. I just thought, everyone else built a connection. I didn't need to, but that's poor gameplay on my part. But, yeah, we're going to have to see. We'll have to see if we can somehow break into that 4, but something tells me this 4 is not breakable, and we'll see what happens, but this is a mess of a vote that we have to worry about. And I understand why Justin did the vote, because he wants to make sure he has a chance to play, but now he's forced a tie vote and an idol play. And this is going to be brutal. If we can somehow get that tie vote to work, it'd be wild. And have to pull rocks. Whew. But your boy ain't done. And I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. I do want to, since it's the merge, I apologize, since it's the rendezvous, I want to go ahead and set out my game plan. So people that I cannot beat for sure. I would say for sure is Chantel. And I would say possibly Justin. I think Justin's also one. Although I need both of them in order to get far. And especially after today, I think people I can beat, and this is actually a very short list too. That's mostly due to my fault, but also, you know what? Like, I'm having fun. I don't really care if this list is short. If I get to the end with these people, I have a shot at beating them. I have a shot at beating Ryan, Gideon. You know what? Actually, this list might not be too bad. Ryan, Gideon. Let's see. After today, seems like Kyle might be a little too cocky, which means I might actually be able to beat him on that. And what was the other one? Was that it? That might be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I got Rob's a maybe to beat. Daniel's a maybe to beat. I think I could beat. Yeah, Jared's a maybe to beat, and Maddie's a maybe to beat. The goal, I think, would be to, if it worst case scenario is I play so bad that I get taken to the end by two of the people that are on the same alliance. They split votes, and I get to eat the votes. That's a possibility. The other possibility is somehow we take it back, and I sit at the end with Ryan and Gideon. That would be my other possibility. So if I play from the bottom, I need to be taken to the end by two people that split votes. Otherwise, if we take back the lead, I need to secure Ryan and Gideon, because I think I can out-talk them. I think they will, because unfortunately because of their youth, I think they might not exactly have the best skills for being able to close that argument at the very end. So I think I can maybe beat those two. Other than that, my options are limited, and I have to sit with people that are going to be constantly going for me and play so bad that I'm a goat, and then somehow get votes at the end. We'll see how this goes, but I ain't done yet, that's for sure.
What's up? Last confessional since I got voted out for the second time. It's been a really fun game. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was crazy. I think right when I was starting to learn how to play the game was when I got voted off again. But like last time I was blindsided, so I guess the moral of the lesson is whenever you feel like super comfortable, that's when you're getting voted out, like someone said earlier tonight. But again, I said it a couple times already, but thanks to everyone who contributed to this game, and I'm appreciative for having the chance to play on the game. Peace.
Sometimes your prayers get answered. We made it to the rendezvous! I am so thrilled because I have been granted entirely new life in this game. I'm back with the original Janet crew. I knew we were going to stick together, and we did. So the challenge turned into individual exemption, and I have to say, every time they tell me a twist or something, it just throws off my whole challenge performance. So I was killing it in the practice, and then I completely bombed it once I actually got in there. But it didn't matter. Ryan won exemption. They claimed they trust him. I'm not getting a lot from him, and I think he betrayed us tonight. So the vote ended up being for Gabe, and I was so sad to vote for him. I really liked him. I really felt a strong connection. I felt that I could have worked with him, but I had to go with what the group wanted, so I had to do it. In retrospect, neither Garrett nor Gideon played a compass, so we could have voted them out, which way I would have preferred. And I don't know where I'm at with Chantel. I think she still likes me, but I feel like she's definitely lost some trust in me. Definitely still good with Daniel and Maddie. And then Rob proposed a final three with me, him, and Ryan, but I don't trust Ryan, and I think Ryan went against us, so we got to figure it out. I also need to pull in Kyle a little bit. I think he's feeling a little like he's a target. He was very quiet tonight, so I got to try to work him. But overall, I think I'm in a great place in the game. Me and Justin smoothed things over too. I apologize because I've been basically throwing him under the bus for this entire week. So I feel like I'm in a really good place. I feel like everyone wants to work with me, and it's really going to be about who I want to work with. And if I can keep this up, I think I have a real shot of winning this game. So, see what happens.
All right, well, game changed once again. Actually came as a shock. And I now get to wear black, not because I'm in mourning, but because we have made the rendezvous. New party, new color. Really trying to get down these terms for this game. If anyone watched me do the crossword puzzle, I think it was pretty obvious that I'm not too on top of that, so I'm trying to get better. So yeah, made the rendezvous, all one group. It started out pretty. First of all, so close to winning exemption again. So close. I was in the back of the pack each leg, and then when it got down to the three of us, I had gotten 2 balls on the last cup. Ryan was going. I just couldn't nail that last ball. So, good on him. So yeah. It starts out pretty civil at first. Everyone's just hanging out, doing the whole kumbaya again. Everyone's afraid to make the first move. And then eventually, I forget who said it, someone's just like, should we just start doing it? And then everyone scattered like someone turned the lights on and the cockroaches just went everywhere. So I'm trying to figure out where I stand exactly, still trying to play both sides. My goal right on this vote was I really wanted an original Ethan to go because I need to play up the fact that I'm not with my swapped group. They did try and just vote me out, and I'm playing that up to the original Jan. It's like, look, I'd be stupid to work with them because they just tried to vote me out. Kyle saved me. I was able to get in a room with Kyle, and I basically acted like he was a god to me. I was like, dude, I don't know what happened, but you saved me. I owe you big time. I really did not expect Kyle to basically be the top of the food chain in this game from the first couple days we started. I mean, he is the person to beat at this point, it looks like. But he put this huge target on his back, and I mean, good for him if he can get to the end. He's got my vote because he has been running this game. At least that's what it appears. But he's got this target. Like, I don't want him anywhere near the end, and I assume a lot of people don't. So anyway, jumping around, I tell Garrett and Gabe, like, look, guys, I don't want one of you two to go. I want you both in this game. And it was true. I didn't want either of them to go home tonight. I was doing whatever I could to try and push the target off of the two of them. I said to everyone, like, on the original Janet group, I was like, look, guys, I don't know where this compass is, but I know somebody has it. And if somebody has it, they're very likely to play it tonight. So I was like, the person who's most likely to, like, Garrett, I know was looking. I didn't want to tell them that. The reason I know he was looking is because the two of us were talking. He's like, oh shit, is this a compass clue? And the two of us were kind of looking together. But I didn't want to tell them that because I didn't want them to think we were close. But I was like, I know Garrett was looking, and I know Gabe was looking because Gabe posted it in our group chat by accident. So I was trying to get them to be like, yeah, let's not risk it by putting it on either of those two. They didn't buy the fact that Gabe would find it, and I don't think they bought the fact that if someone else had it, they would play it for him. Everyone's impression was Gideon's the most likely to find it, or Garrett. So keep it away from those two. So I was really hoping to get this vote onto Chantel. Maddie actually was like, I really don't want to vote her. And I don't blame her because they're the last two females left in this game. So, I mean, the last thing you want, no matter what you are, you don't want something that you're categorized in as being the vote. Like, no matter what it is. I don't blame her. I don't think she's trying to make some tight alliance with Chantel. But obviously, if a female goes, it's very easy to say, like, hey, just get rid of the last one. So I don't blame her at all. I'm sure they are going to try and make a bond over being the last two females in this game, but I don't think it's that huge of a deal yet. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out a way to save Gabe and Garrett. I even tell Garrett, like, look, if I hear it's going to be one of you, I will try and let you know. He's pitching to me like, hey, will you work with us? Will you vote with us? They're throwing out names. They threw out Rob's name, and I really didn't want it to be Rob on their side in case a compass was successfully played. But Garrett basically said, like, we don't have time to switch our vote. So I was like, all right. I knew going in I wasn't going to vote with them because I wanted someone on that side to go. If I was going to start going back and forth, I needed to at least give the impression to my original Janets I'm strong with them. Because once I make the jump to the other side, there's really no going back to the original Janets because it's like, well, why did you go with the people that just tried to vote you out? So in order to get the numbers back and forth, I need to start by getting rid of a original Ethan. So I had to go with the plan, and I voted out Gabe. Felt bad, but now the weird thing was that I didn't see coming was this vote turned out to be 6-5 instead of 7-4. Oh, another big thing. I actually pulled Ryan into a side at one point. And I said to Ryan, like, look, the two of us are basically in the middle of these two original parties lines. I think we're the two that could go either way. And I said to him, like, look, if we stick together and we look out for each other, it's very hard for us to be blindsided because both sides are going to need to use, they're going to need to use me to blindside Ryan, they're going to use Ryan to blindside me. So I said, if we have each other's backs and we tell each other if this is happening, then I think we will be able to avoid any kind of blindside. He agreed with it. He said, yeah, that if he hears my name, he'll let me know. I said 100%. And I told him, you're the only person that I've had this kind of one-on-one with. Which is true, because, well, it's kind of true. I mean, it's true in the fact of no one left in the game. Jennifer was the only other person I did, and obviously she's gone. So now I'm trying to figure out how to make sure Ryan's true, because now this is, like I said, the vote turned out to be 6-5 instead of 7-4, which I thought it was going to be 7-4. I thought it was going to be the 4 Janets that were on the other swap tribe, me, Jared, and Ryan. Somewhere in there, one of those people voted for Rob with Garrett, Gideon, Gabe, and Chantel. I can't figure out who it was because I said to Ryan, when I was talking to Ryan by myself, I was like, look, we can go either way. Whatever way you want to go, I'm with you. I'm coming with you. And he was like, yeah, which way do you feel? And I said, I think we should stick with the swap tribe you were on. Stick with Kyle and them for this round, and then we can come back and figure it out after. And he was like, yeah, I think that's true. So it wouldn't really make sense to me why he would, because the only way he votes with Garrett is if he thinks they have the numbers. No one played a compass, so it's not like they were planning to like make the right move there. So if he thinks they have the numbers, that means he thinks either Jared or myself were going to work with them. I told him that I wasn't planning to do that. That I was like, I think the two of us, I think our best move is to work with Kyle this round. I don't know, so it doesn't make sense to me that he would be the one. And then I'm like, was it Jared? Did Jared do it? And if it was Jared, again, he would have to think the numbers were there to get rid of Rob. I don't know if Garrett assumed that I was going to vote with him, so he was telling either Ryan or Jared, like, I have Justin, we just need you. That's a possibility. I really need to talk to Kyle, though, because after the vote, Kyle was very quiet after the vote. And he even brought up, it went the way I thought. The person that went home is who I expected to. The numbers didn't come out the way I thought. And I think it was Gideon who said, oh, you expected it to be 7-4 and not 6-5. And he was basically, I don't remember if he even actually confirmed it, but that's what he was thinking too. I hope they don't think it was me that threw that vote with the other side, because the fact that I'm putting a lot of work into showing Kyle and his crew that I trust them more than Garrett, if someone else's stray vote blew up my game, I'm going to be pissed. So I really need to get into a private room with Kyle and see where his head is at as far as if he thinks it was me that threw that vote or if he knows who it was. My goal for tonight, I mean, ideally, always want to win immunity. That's the best case scenario. My goal for tonight, though, is to flip to the other side now and work with Garrett, but do it still undercover more. And I'm hoping, I think it's Gideon who has to have the idol at this point. I really don't think it's Garrett. I think Gideon must have found it again, unless Jared did. And if it's Gideon, I will tell them the correct person to play that compass on, save them, and then my goal is to convince them throw their votes on Daniel, because one, I still never trust him from the beginning of this game, but two, I think he is Kyle's tightest person right now. So if they can take out Daniel, I'm hoping Kyle thinks the votes are coming to him, and if he has a compass, I think he's going to be paranoid if the first compass is successfully played, And if he has it, I can't see him playing it for someone else, knowing he is a target, because he didn't vote on the Hannah vote out because he was like, I'm not going to risk myself when I can be safe. So I'm hoping he continues to play that way. He knows he's a target. So that's my plan going into tonight, to try and make it so Garrett, Gideon, and Chantel successfully play an idol and take out Daniel. And then if that goes to plan, it'll be back to 3-3, me, Jared, Ryan, all in the middle, because I have no idea where Jared is. If he's on, I assume he's with Kyle more. But if he isn't, that's a bigger problem for me. I wanted it to be me and Ryan in the middle. If it's me and Jared, if Jared is actually the one in the middle, that's not great for my game. I'm hoping it's Ryan just thought, throw my vote with the original Ethan's because I'm immune, and then deal with that later. That's what I'm hoping happened. If it was Jared and he has Garrett trusting him, it's not great because I want Garrett, Gideon, and Chantel to need my vote. If they don't and they have Jared's, it kind of hurts me. So, yeah, that's the goal. Yeah.
We made the rendezvous. That was really exciting. That was really cool. My goal going into this game was to not be voted out first. So, you know, I've far surpassed that now. I'm feeling pretty good. And it's really, really exciting to have the whole game switched up. And now it's an individual game. And, like, there are new considerations to be made with alliances, with the people that you would like to get out. Like, all of this is new. And I gotta say, I'm kind of tired of the same old game when it comes to the original Team Janet just voting out original Team Ethan members. Personally, I don't understand why we're all just pretending like we're all going to stay together until there's 6 of us left. I don't think that that's smart, and I don't think you can win the game that way. And Kyle needs to go. He is way too strong in this game. We needed him when we were on a team. I no longer need him for my game as an individual, because right now, if I sat next to Kyle at the end, I'm not going to win this game. There's no freaking way. He's already played like 2 compasses, and he's played them really well in like situations that, you know, cause fireworks, as he said. So I hated that, like, we had to get out Gabe last night. Like, I'm tired of just like doing what everyone wants to do in the alliance. I was just like, let's just get out Garrett. Like, what is the point, you know? But they were like, what if he has a compass? And I get it. And I have a compass, so I feel a little bit safer. But I don't know. I talked to Daniel and Jared about this, about getting out Kyle. I actually talked to Rob about it too. And I'm just like, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it tonight. I'm ready to do it the next night. Like, it just, the more that we go on, the more advantages are going to accumulate and the more unpredictable things are going to get. So let's just do it while we know where they lie, you know? Anyway, I'm super, super happy to be in the rendezvous. I'm excited to get to know Chantel and Garrett, and I already know Gideon. I don't think I want to work with Gideon, but I really do feel like Chantel I want to work with, and I don't want to write her name down. I think it's crazy that there's only 2 women left in this game, and there's just no way I'm going to be fighting to not vote her out, because it makes me sad to think of like me being the last woman standing, and I kind of want her here with me. So anyway, and Ryan flipped last night. He told us that he was good to vote, and then he flipped and voted out Rob, or tried to vote out Rob. Kyle was pissed. Like, when we got back to camp, like, he wasn't talking. He was like, in the field. I was like, I'm not going to go in the field and like scheme right now. Like, we are literally just reunited as a brand new party. I'm not gonna go in the field and just like talk shit for a second. Like, we have today to do that. We have tonight. So like, just stop. It was just too much. And then I know that he wanted to just like confirm, like, yeah, we all know Ryan flipped. We got it. We don't need to like hear, oh, I was right. We get it. Okay? Like, numbers were still in our favor. It all shook out the way it was supposed to. And like, I don't blame Ryan. He also told us from the start that he was like close with Gabe and like made a connection with Gabe. So why the hell would we expect him to vote him out? So I don't know. I'm just kind of like missing the human aspect with Kyle sometimes, where I'm just like, I know this is a game, but like at the same time, like, you make relationships with people, and like you won't catch me writing Daniel's name down or Jared's name down. Like, I genuinely like them and like want to be their friend, and I want to be their friend after this game. So I don't know. I just thought that behavior was kind of unnecessary and weird, and also like a really bad start to start a new party and like be the one that's like immediately when we get back, hey, meet in the field. Come on, dude. Like, I was just like, I'm not doing that. I didn't leave. And we had the best time. Like, honestly, the other team seems more fun. They're having a lot more fun. And I'm excited that we get to hang with them, because I was laughing my ass off last night just like hanging out with these guys. And apparently Friday nights are shot nights, so I'm ready for that too. Anyways, I'm getting fired up, but I could be down to get Kyle out tonight, tomorrow, whenever my group is ready. I'm planting the seeds. Just gotta sow the seeds, you know.
This game is trying to kill me. Literally, it's like burrowing deep inside my brain and trying to find any way of needling away at my insecurities to kill me. So, to recap, we were all preparing for this relay race challenge where each party was going to be responsible for getting ping pong balls from soda can top to soda can top. We entered the challenge after about an hour of our party practicing, and I thought I was doing pretty well at it, not gonna lie. But we enter the challenge and we find out, no, congratulations, this is your rendezvous, where teams Ethan and Janet have now become one, and this challenge will not be for party exemption, but instead will be for individual exemption. So moving forward, individual exemption is what you want. So now we got to figure out what all is happening here. I didn't end up winning, but I got pretty close. I got to like the second round of it all, and then Ryan ended up winning the entire thing, which is great. Ryan was on our new team Ethan, along with me and 3 other team Janet. So that's myself, Kyle, Maddie, and Daniel. And then we also have 2 of the original team Janet on current team Janet, which are Justin and Jared, who have pretty much pledged their allegiance over to us. Which is all great, because it means that we have a solid majority hold on this party. But I knew that there were a couple advantages outstanding. Even though Ryan, who is part of our fold, had immunity, I knew that there were 2 compasses out, and a potential vote steal, which I had originally seen the clue for about last week. but was unable to claim it as it had already been claimed by a member of the game. Don't know what party, but I'm thinking probably what I would consider to be the opposition. Anyway, we start to figure out, all right, how best do we want to go about negating these potential compasses? Do we want to throw shade on some person and throw out fake names so that we could then have them play the compass on one name while we play our votes on another? Or is that too much of a risk? Do we hold things back from Ryan in order to kind of have him feed false information to the other party? It was a whole lot of paranoia happening here, and we had to figure, all right, let's go and vote on the person that we thought would be not of least importance, because that's not the best way to put it, but the person who would be least likely considered to be voted out tonight by the other party, which was Gabe. And so, as we're starting to corral votes onto Gabe, I enter into a one-on-one room with Maddie, who is one of my ideal final three, which is myself, Daniel, Maddie. And Maddie tells me that she's starting to think at the end game. And she's telling me that Kyle cannot make it to the finals, which is, I'm fully agreed with. I love Kyle. I think Kyle's great. But we can't ignore the fact that Kyle has been playing a very aggressive, great game so far. He's used and found 2 idols correctly, saving both himself from the Jack vote and saving Justin from last night's tribal. And so he is positioning himself well to be a huge threat in this game to win. And so I agree with Maddie that at some point we are going to have to take him out. Now is not the good time for it, but eventually, yes. And she tells me she found one of the compasses. So she has the compass for our original tribe, and the other tribe's compass is currently unaccounted for, but we know someone has it. And we think Garrett has it, potentially Gideon, because he is a beast at finding these things. It's crazy. Anyway, we do our corralling even more. I get into a room with everyone. Well, by everyone, I mean Justin, Maddie, Daniel, Kyle, and myself over in the field, and we discuss about the Gabe vote. And there are conversations about, do we tell Ryan a fake name that he leaks over to the other party, which at first I was on board with, but decided, you know what, we can't do that. That's really shitty, and it's just not fair for Ryan, because then, you know, he's proven himself and his loyalty to us so many times. So I'm saying, all right, listen, well, not I'm saying, we all decide we're going to tell him the truth. And then we all go into various rooms to try and lure him out of his one current chat. He finally comes and meets up with me and Jared. I tell him that we're voting out Gabe, and he's a little dismayed. I know, it stinks. Gabe's a great player and a great guy, but we have to vote with who we think is going to be the easiest choice, who won't have a compass played. And it's a bit of a scaredy cat paranoid vote. I'm going to admit it. I said it as much in my voting confessional, and again, I'm sorry to you, Gabe. But we did what we had to do in order to make sure we had the numbers. And then I proposed a final 3 alliance with Ryan and Jared. They both seemed excited for it and interested, which is great. Obviously, this conflicts with my final 3 that I currently have with Daniel and Maddie, who are the 2 that I've got a bit of more allegiance to right now. So hopefully I don't have to make an actual decision here, but at some point I may be the linchpin between the 2 who has to decide which way we're moving forward in this game. But then we get to the vote, and the vote is not fun for me, because we've got the first 3 votes read out, and they're all my name. Why do people want to vote me? When have I ever been a threat in this game? Or a strategic mastermind? No, at least not that people know. Like, what am I doing here? I haven't done any of the cards on I didn't get any cards on plates. I didn't get all the way to the finals of this, immunity exemption challenge. So I don't know why people voted me. but it ended up being a 5-6 vote, which means, if I'm doing my math correctly, that either someone flipped, and that someone could be either Kyle, Justin, Jared, or Ryan, or someone on the opposite side decided to use a vote steal, which has been out and in play for the last couple weeks, in order to make the numbers seem a little fudgy and therefore kick up some dirt and muddy the waters around our tribal lines to make me feel paranoid, which probably would have worked, and to potentially have me scrambling to try and save my skin for a couple more days. I think it's probably a good strategy for them to have done that, but I plan on undermining that in every future conversation I have with my original tribe, letting them know I trust you. I believe in you. I am choosing to put my faith and my loyalty in you, that you didn't flip, and instead it was this other wackadoo thing. Whether that works or not, I don't know. I could easily come crawling back from this in the next crossroads with my tail between my legs, out of the game. But I think this is the best way for me to show my loyalty and to show that I really am going to do what's best for the party, even though party lines are technically gone, moving forward. What was annoying, though, is that after we came back from Crossroads, where Gabe was voted out, Ryan had decided he wanted to talk to me one-on-one in one of the rooms while we were all in the shelter. And I'm thinking, you know what, Ryan, like, this stuff can wait, but what am I going to do? Say, like, no, I don't want to talk to you? So I get into the room with him, and he's very much, I didn't vote for you, basically saying that I voted strong and I was just as confused. And I told him, listen, like, I completely get it. And just like I said, I am choosing to put my faith and my allegiance in you in this final 3 agreement that you, me, and Jared have, so that we can really move forward and run this shit. So we'll see if he believes it. I've told everyone in the tribe so far, everyone in this merged party, that I am willing to move on and move forward and, forget the actions of people who voted for me tonight. While that might be true, I am going to be side-eyeing a couple folks a bit more closely, because I am starting to really feel my mortality in this game, and it is not a fun feeling, especially when you are only 1 vote away from going home at Tribal Council tonight. Especially when you are only 1 vote away from going home at Crossroads in a night. Sorry for that mess up. I hope that fixed things. In any case, I'm so glad to have another day to stay and fight for myself and try to get individual exemption next. Sorry, my computer just froze up like that. Anyway, I'm so glad that I get to stay and fight for myself to get individual exemption tomorrow and stay in this game and hopefully get the chance to plead my case to the jury for the win. But it's also still exciting to make it to Rendezvous and to make it to the jury stage officially. It's pretty cool. Wish me luck.
There was a rendezvous, and I won the individual exemption challenge. I was so surprised because I honestly thought I'd suck at it. Never in my life have I blown ping pong balls across the top of soda cans. When it came to voting tonight, I made the craziest decision and flipped. Instead of writing Gabe's name down like the rest of my new 5-person alliance, I wrote down Rob's. It's because it made sense to try breaking them up tonight. The 4 of them, Kyle, Maddie, Rob, and Daniel, are as tight as can be, and having them advance further as a unified group would be deadly. And no matter how hard I try to win them over, the fact will always stand that I was not one of their original members. So they will never trust me as much as they do each other. I actually thought we had a shot tonight at splitting them up, but then the votes were read. 5 votes Gabe, 5 votes Rob, 6 votes Gabe. Gabe voted out. I'm pretty sad it was Gabe who went home tonight. He was the only other person of Asian descent, and we got along really well. Awesome guy. Now I had to cover myself because the votes did show that someone flipped, either me, Jared, or Justin. So when we got back to shelter, I pulled Rob into a two-person room and tried to convince him that it wasn't me who flipped, but maybe someone trying to frame me. I explained how I spent all this time trying to build trust, and I wouldn't have voted Hannah if I was planning to work with the other side. Plus, Rob told me and Jared that he's willing to take us two to the end. So it'd be crazy for me to take out someone willing to work with me. We also talked about the possibility of a steel vote being used. I talked about all this with him during the last 5 minutes we had at shelter, 11:55. That way, no one else could talk to him afterward. I'm just praying and praying and praying that I don't get voted out tomorrow.